Have you ever woken up from a nightmare in the middle of the night, heart pounding, breath anyone, and wondered, why did my mind create such a terrifying scene? Was it only a trick of imagination, or could it be something deeper? Beloved one, the great masters of yoga teach us that the soul is never truly asleep. Even when the body rests, the soul continues its journey through subtle realms of consciousness. In that mysterious inner world, impressions from our past, known as sanskars or karmic seeds, often rise to the surface. Many of these impressions lie hidden in the subconscious mind during the day, but in the stillness of night they may appear as dreams, sometimes beautiful, sometimes confusing, and at times, frightening. When a nightmare shakes us, it is easy to think it has only brought harm. But what if the very opposite is true? What if the nightmare is actually a cleansing fire, a hidden blessing working for your freedom? Just as the body produces fever to burn away infection, the soul may produce a nightmare to burn away karmic residue. The images may be intense, the feelings overwhelming, yet when you awaken, a weight you carried unknowingly may have already been released. Instead of seeing nightmares only as curses, imagine them as teachers, stern perhaps, but always guiding the soul toward healing. Each nightmare may be the closing of an old account, a debt being settled, or a shadow being dissolved in the light of awareness. So the real question is not, why did this nightmare come to me, but rather, what is it freeing me from? And if we can shift our vision in this way, then even the darkest dream becomes a step toward inner peace. When we think of nightmares, most people assume they are nothing more than random activity of the brain, distorted thoughts, memories stitched together in frightening ways. But the yogic vision goes much deeper. Beloved seeker, the great masters like Paramahansa Yogananda remind us that sleep is not simply unconscious rest. In sleep, the body rests, but the soul continues to live in a subtler dimension known as the astral world. Dreams, whether pleasant or frightening, are glimpses of this astral activity. Nightmares are not meaningless, they are reflections of hidden energies moving through our inner world. In the light of yoga, a nightmare can be seen as the mind's projection of unresolved impressions. These impressions, called sanskars, are like seeds stored deep in the subconscious, waiting for the right moment to sprout. During the day, when the conscious mind is active, we may push these seeds aside through distraction, work, or activity. But at night, when the conscious mind grows quiet, the deeper layers rise. That is when a nightmare may form, not as a punishment, but as a picture of what still lingers within us. Sometimes, these dream images may be strange or even terrifying, yet their purpose is not to harm. Just as a mirror reflects the face we show to it, nightmares reflect the shadows we still carry. By bringing them to awareness, the dream allows us to face them, and sometimes even burn them away. Yogis teach that nothing in the mind is without meaning. Every dream, every nightmare is part of the greater drama of awakening. So, instead of running away from these experiences, we can begin to ask, what is this dream showing me? What old fear, what karmic impression is being stirred? In this way, even a nightmare becomes a doorway to self-understanding and freedom. Every soul, beloved seeker, carries with it a storehouse of impressions gathered over lifetimes. These impressions are called sanskars. They are like subtle seeds planted in the soil of the subconscious mind. Some are pleasant, seeds of kindness, love, and joy. Others are heavier, seeds of fear, anger, or unresolved pain. Together, they form the invisible patterns of karma that shape our experiences in waking life as well as in the dream world. During the day, the conscious mind is busy. We are absorbed in work, family, conversations, and countless activities. In this busyness, many of these deeper impressions stay hidden, quietly influencing us from below the surface. But when we fall asleep, something remarkable happens. The conscious guard lowers, and the subconscious layers become active. This is why dreams often appear strange or illogical to our waking mind. They are not bound by the same rules of reason. Instead, they are symbolic expressions of these deeper karmic impressions. A nightmare may therefore not always reflect what happened today, it may be the stirring of something planted long ago. It could be an unhealed memory from childhood, or even an impression carried from another lifetime. The astral state of sleep allows these seeds to rise and express themselves in dramatic ways. The mind paints them into scenes that capture the essence of the unresolved feeling, fear, betrayal, loss, or danger. Though the imagery may frighten us, its purpose is profound. By surfacing at night, the sanskar begins to weaken. The subconscious brings it up so that it may be released. In this way, even the darkest nightmare can be seen as an old karmic burden knocking at the door, asking for recognition, healing, and freedom. Beloved one, have you noticed how the body sometimes produces fever when illness strikes? The fever is not the disease itself, it is the body's way of burning away infection, cleansing, and protecting you. In much the same way, a nightmare may act as a fever of the soul. It feels uncomfortable, even frightening, but beneath that intensity something important is happening. An old karmic impression is being released. When we live with hidden fears, suppressed emotions, or unresolved karmic seeds, they weigh upon the subtle body. These burdens may not always surface in daily life, yet they still influence our thoughts and moods. The compassionate law of karma often finds ways to lessen these burdens, and one such way is through the dream world. In a nightmare, the mind is allowed to dramatize the karmic impression fully, sometimes with great force. In that intense play, the emotional energy is discharged. And when you awaken, even though you may feel shaken, the soul is lighter than before. Paramahansa Yogananda often explained that every experience, pleasant or painful, serves the soul's ultimate freedom. Nightmares, too, can be instruments of grace. They may accelerate the burning of karma, sparing you from carrying that same burden into waking life. Just as fire purifies gold by melting away impurities, the fiery emotion of a nightmare can melt away karmic residue. So, rather than resisting these dreams or labeling them only as torment, see them as a secret cleansing taking place in the silence of night. Even if the dream leaves you trembling, know that part of your inner load has already been lifted. In this way, nightmares are not punishments, but hidden blessings, purifying you step by step for the soul's greater journey. Beloved seeker, the first instinct after a nightmare is usually fear. The heart races, the mind replays the frightening images, and sometimes we even feel disturbed long after waking. But here lies an important choice. Instead of clinging to fear or confusion, we can respond in a way that transforms the nightmare into a step toward freedom. When you awaken from a disturbing dream, sit quietly for a moment. Do not rush to distract yourself with noise or activity. Take a few slow, deep breaths and remind yourself, this was a passing shadow, not my true self. The soul is untouched by fear, even if the mind feels shaken. By calmly centering yourself, you prevent the dream's energy from leaving new scars. Next, offer the memory of the nightmare into the light. You may close your eyes and visualize a gentle flame or a radiant sun at your heart. Silently pray, Lord, let this impression be cleansed. Let it dissolve in your light. Free me from its hold. By consciously offering it upward, you cooperate with the karmic cleansing that the dream has begun. Instead of recycling the same fear into the subconscious again, you allow it to be lifted away. You may also repeat a mantra, or softly chant the name of God, until a feeling of peace returns. This not only heals the impact of the nightmare but also strengthens your inner power for future dreams. In this way, you transform what could have been a lingering shadow into a sacred act of release. Remember, the nightmare is not your enemy. It is a karmic impression leaving your system. Your response, calmness, prayer, and surrender, completes the cleansing. With this attitude, every fearful dream becomes an opportunity for freedom. Beloved one, while nightmares can sometimes serve as karmic cleansing, we need not always wait passively for them to appear. We can prepare ourselves before sleep so that the night becomes a sacred journey, filled with light and healing. Just as a traveler packs wisely before a long trip, the seeker can prepare the mind and heart before entering the dream world. The first practice is evening meditation. Even 5 minutes of quiet stillness before bed can calm the restless waves of the mind. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and breathe deeply. Let the events of the day pass before you, and with each exhale, release them. Offer both your joys and your worries into the silence. This simple act lightens the subconscious load and makes space for peaceful dreams. The second practice is mental offering. Before lying down, consciously give your mind to God. You might whisper a prayer, "Beloved Lord, I surrender this night to you. Cleanse me of all that is heavy, and fill me with your light." Such intention uplifts your vibrations and attracts divine protection while you sleep. A third practice is to chant or repeat a mantra as you drift off. The soft repetition of a holy name or sacred word acts like a shield, surrounding your consciousness with light. It keeps the mind from wandering into lower vibrations and guides you gently into higher astral states. Lastly, avoid filling your mind with restless impressions just before bed, such as arguments, heavy news, or violent images. What you feed your mind becomes the material for your dreams. Choose peace, and peace will visit you. By following these practices, you make your sleep an offering, your bed a temple, and even your dreams an extension of your spiritual journey. Beloved seeker, not every nightmare is only a karmic discharge. Sometimes, these intense dreams arrive as teachers, carrying messages for our growth. Just as a stern parent may scold a child not out of cruelty but out of love, so too a nightmare may come to awaken us to what we have ignored. The dream may highlight a weakness, a habit, or a fear that we must face with courage. For example, a recurring dream of being chased might symbolize the fears you are running from in daily life. A nightmare of losing something precious might reflect your attachment or insecurity. While the images may not be literal, they point to inner truths. When you view nightmares as symbolic lessons rather than random torment, you begin to read them as guidance from the deeper self. The yogic approach is not to drown in fear but to ask, with calmness, what is this dream showing me? What lesson can I take into my waking life? Sometimes the message may be simple, reminding you to live with more faith, to release resentment, or to strengthen self-discipline. At other times, the message may be to confront a shadow within you, so it no longer controls you silently. Remember, beloved one, the soul is never harmed by a dream. The nightmare is like a play on a stage, it may stir emotion, but the true self remains untouched. By learning from these dreams, you transform them from frightening shadows into guiding lights. So, let us not dismiss nightmares as meaningless nor fear them as enemies. Instead, let us accept them as part of the soul's education. Every nightmare, whether a cleansing fire or a symbolic message, carries within it the seed of liberation. Beloved seeker, as we close our reflection, remember this simple truth: nightmares are not punishments meant to harm you, but often opportunities for healing. They may come as karmic fires, burning away hidden burdens, or as stern teachers, pointing toward lessons you must embrace. Though they may appear dark, each one has the potential to leave you lighter, freer, and closer to your divine self. The soul is never harmed by a dream, it only grows through the experiences that pass through it. If this wisdom has touched your heart today, I invite you to reflect for a moment. Have you ever had a nightmare that, though frightening, seemed to free you or teach you something afterward? Share your experience in the comments, so that others walking this path may also learn and feel encouraged. Or, if you simply wish to affirm your inner journey, just type Jai Gurudev below as a way of offering light into this shared community. Beloved one, this channel is a circle of seekers, a family of souls walking together. Your voice, your story, your presence here adds to the strength of that circle. And I would also love to know, what is the next topic you wish to explore? Is there a question about karma, the soul, or the mysteries of life that you long for guidance on? Write it in the comments, and perhaps the next video will be dedicated to your question. If you found value here, do not forget to subscribe, so that each week your journey is nourished with fresh wisdom. Share this video with a friend who may be struggling with fear in sleep, so they too may find comfort and clarity. Until we meet again, may your nights be peaceful, your soul lightened, and your path ever bright. Jai Guru Dev.